Yo, it's definitely the Cloud Chaser TV, man. We back up in this thing again. You dig? Hey, man, we got a special guest online with us, man. Son of the 215. Introduce yourself. Let them know where you from and where they can follow you at on social media, if you can.
Hey, look, man, this is Philly's favorite son, man. Your dog, son of the 215, man. You can follow me on all platforms, man. Everything, Twitter, Facebook, IG, YouTube, everything, just like it's spelled at the bottom, man. SON of the 215, man.
No doubt, brother. Appreciate you coming through the platform. So let's get started, bro. Like, you from Philly. A lot of people, we hear about Philly, but what part of Philadelphia are you from?
Oh man, I'm from an area called Uptown, man. So it's like I would consider it the top of the city, almost like it is the top of the city, man. It's like a hood compiled of like I say like 4 or 5 different hoods in one hood. Like you got West Oak Lane, shout out West Oak Lane. You got Somerville, you got Mount Airy. That's where I'm from. I'm from Mount Airy. You got Cedar Brook. You know what I'm saying? You got Dogtown, and some people consider parts of it's starting to expand a little bit more. Germantown, Islandy, Logan. Some people consider that Uptown, some don't. But I'm from the original the original ancestors of Uptown, man. I'm from Mount Airy, but yeah, that's the UPT, man. People from Philly call it Uptown, up top, UPT. You know what I mean? The town. That's where I'm from.
Salute to that. Salute to that. But like growing up around there, try to put us, with a vision. At that time, like, was it hard growing up around there, or it was fun? What was going on?
Um,
Sports. I know
so
Philly big into boxing too, right? Other than just rap, right?
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt,
So
no doubt. We definitely known for the hands, but growing up town, man. For me, it was it was a low everything, man. We had fun. What I mean? We had joys, we had pains, we had losses, we had wins. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about Uptown is we're close to like the county. Like we close to almost when you're about to reach the counties. Now that's the Pennsylvania cities that's in outside of Philadelphia. So Philadelphia is when people think about Pennsylvania, the first thing they think about is Philly. But it's a lot of surrounding areas. You know what I'm saying? You got your Allentowns or your Eastons or your Abingtons and your Willow Grove. So Uptown being that is at the top of the city is right, like literally if you cross the street, you in the county. You know what I'm saying? So different laws, different schools, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, you know, we had the best of both worlds. Like, we growing up uptown in Philly, we living in row homes, but we could walk across the street going to the county and see a mansion that might be worth $4 or $5 million. You feel me?
mhm.
So it give you motivation, you know what I mean, to be like, to want more, push yourself for more. Uptown, man, we just, a lot of people in the city like to think, we a little flyer, you know what I'm saying? We dress a little flyer, we talk a little flyer. I mean, I like to compare it to, how Cam and them is from Harlem, they from
Right.
Uptown, how they get fly. Baby and all them, they from Uptown in New Orleans, how they get fly. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you ever heard Meek Mill record when he said, I run my city from South Philly back to Uptown. You feel
Mhm.
me? So, you know what I mean? But growing up, man, it was, man, I was your average kid, man, in the sports. You know what I mean? Running around with my dogs. Once I jumped off the steps, took my falls and my bumps and my bruises and learned my lessons. But I was always a hip hop head since a youth. That was always my thing, was the bars, man.
No doubt. Was it any famous rappers being from your area that
No
you actually
doubt. No doubt. No
speak on
doubt.
them?
You got Cassidy lived up my way. He was a couple blocks away from the block I grew up on, man. Patti LaBelle, famous singer, you know what I mean? A legendary singer, lived uptown, had a crib uptown. Who else from Uptown, man? It was a legendary group when I was growing up called True Hustlers. You know what I'm saying? They was legendary and big in Uptown Philly, big in Philly. A lot of them was from Uptown. I don't know if you ever tapped into our like DVD era, but we had a big DVD era.
Yeah, I was doing a interview with Reed Dollars, and he was we was going over some of the DVD era in Philly.
No doubt, no doubt. Shout out Reed. We had a Too Raw for the Streets, and two of the most memorable rappers from off of that DVD was from Uptown. Shout out Vok and Cheek Raw. They was from Uptown. Uh Eve went to school Uptown. A lot of legendary people, man, in all genres, not just hip hop, man, in all type of sports, man. John Solomon and Katino Mobley, Uptown. You know what I'm saying? DJ Diamond Cuts. You know what I'm saying? A lot of legendary people come from Uptown, man. Like, we get it in Uptown, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a fly place to be from and grow up and live. You know what I mean? It's still Philly, so you know how that go. It get real. You know what I'm saying? But it's the UPT. Like, you know what I mean? I like to say where the grass is greener and the girls is cleaner.
No, for sure. So I know you said that you always been into hip hop, even like early on growing up. So when did you start to get into like writing bars and putting together songs? Was it songs first, bars first? How did that process work?
Early on, man, I was
What age were you? I'm sorry about that.
Early on, I was just spitting, you know what I mean? I was on my raw talent, just rapping and just freestyling, jumping in ciphers and battles and stuff like that. And one of my best friends, shout out my man Buck, man, he knew that I could spit, so he would try to push me into, like, dog, you got to battle, you got to do this, you got to cipher. So I was doing all that. And then I remember I was in middle school, they used to have these talent shows every spring and winter. It was like a spring and winter fest. And they would have a show during the day at school, and then they would have a show at night where the parents and all that could come up to the school, and you get to perform again. So I remember when I was doing that was like 8th grade, and me and my man, we had a little group, and we was rapping in the joint. And I remember the first time I got on stage, I was real nervous. Me and my friend was real nervous, man. I'm like, man, we had to perform in front of the 8th graders. That it was the daytime show. So I'm like, dang, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. They might boo us and this and that. Man, we get up there and we take off, and all I remember is, people going off, clapping, and that was my first taste of the stage. Like, oh man, like I got addicted after that. So, I was already writing my little raps and all that. But then once I seen that stage life, I started putting two and two together. Like, oh, I can take these rhymes that I'm rapping and I can transfer them into songs and get up on the stage and kill that too. And not only be a rapper, but can be a great performer. So, once I started getting older and studying hip hop and really, listening to different artists and finding my own style, I would say I really started taking it serious and getting in the booth. My first time in the studio probably was like 15, 16 years old.
Dope. And everybody know that Philly's known for battle rap. So like going through this process, I know that you had end up doing some battle rap.
Yeah.
How did that come about? And we start there. How did that come about, bro? Like, you started doing the battle rap.
Early on, man, when I was young. All right, so let's say I'm coming into high school around, I say 99 2000, maybe 99 2000. So the DVD era was it was starting to get ready to come, but it wasn't all the way there yet. Of course, it was no social media. Of course, it was no battle leagues and stuff like they got today, where you got like 2 or 3 months to prepare for an opponent and stuff like that. Everything was real time. You know what I mean? Like, the way we were battling Philly is like, yo, like, you in school, so one of your homies say, yo, my man hot, they homie might say, yo, my man hotter. And then it's like, all right, well, come on, we gonna meet here, such and such, and then, you know, let them go at it, and the best man wins. So, you know, that's how it was going for me. That's how all my battles was jumping off. It wasn't nothing premeditated. It was all real time. Like, you know, it could be in school, it could be at the park, it could be walking home from school, it could be at a mall. I had battles at parties, at the mall, at in school, at playgrounds, where it was just like, yo, you chilling, and somebody heard that you hot and you know how to rap, and they think they hotter, and you know, now you got to prove it. So, you know what I mean? May the best man win. Whoever had the most bars, whoever was left standing, whoever had the hottest bars and delivered it the best and had the best crowd reaction, you know, they was dubbed the winner. So, you know, that's how I was making, you know, creating my buzz early on before all the social media hit. Once social media hit, I just adapted. By that time, I was becoming more of an artist. So I had already made my bones going through the ranks with the battles and all that. People knew that, like, all right, if it come to it where he got to stand in face to face with somebody, he can hold his own. You feel me?
No, I got you. And you got some of the battle rap legends coming out of Philly, like Cassidy, Reed Dollars, Meek Mills. Did you know any of them guys coming up?
No doubt,
In
man.
that process?
No doubt, man. Me, like I said, Cassidy was up the block from me. And actually when I was younger, one of my friends lived on the same block as him. You know, we used to always be up there at my man crib doing whatever we was doing. You know what I'm saying? Smoking our little weed, making our little paper, doing whatever we was doing. And he lived directly across from my man crib. So one night we was all out there one night. And like I said, you know, my man, like, yo, my man hot, he know how to rap. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And Cassidy got one of his homies out there with him. And, you know, he like, well, you know, youngin', let me hear something. So, you know, I start spitting. His man starts spitting. And then, you know, it turned into what it turned into. I start spitting again. He starts spitting again. I start spitting again. He starts spitting again. I mean, I start spitting again. He run out of ammo. I spit another one. So, and, you know, after that, Cass was always like, you know, he used to see me in the hood and be like, yo, youngin', man, you nice, man, da, 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 da. Long story short, you know, one day I'm in the crib and my man, my homie I was telling you about that used to push me to do this shit, he called me like, yo, you know, Cass on the phone. Cass wanna holler at you. And I'm thinking he playing. I'm like, oh man, come on, man, stop playing. Because at this time, Cass was already on. You know
Right.
what I mean?
His
He had
songs, all that, right?
he had the joint with Hotel and, you know, with the Locks and Rough Riders Volume 2 and all that. He was legend by that time. So, you know, he hop on the phone like, no, young, and I really want to holler at you. So I shoot up there or whatever. And he telling me, you know, he worrying about the big game, the big guys in the game, and he was ready to start a group of young cats, you know what I mean, that he wanted to like sign and, you know, have under him to take care of us, you know, the dirty work, the little guys that might have been throwing shots at him. We was supposed to be to clean that up for him. But I had already had my group. I was already in a little group at the time with my dogs from my hood. So I was like, you know, I was on my Ralph Tres van, like, yo, I can't do nothing without my brothers. You feel me? But I can do some solo stuff with you, Cass, but I can't really do nothing without my brothers. And then, you know, a little bit after that, that's when he caught the little situation where he had to go away and do some time. So we kind of lost track of each other. But, you know, every time I see Cass out and about, it be love, it be respect and all that, man. And a lot of dudes, man, like shout out my man Cicero, like I said, Cheek and Vok, and it was a guy that's real crazy out here, man. Young Spitich, man, he was ridiculous. He passed away, you know, rest his soul, but he was a titan. You know what I mean? I never really got to cross paths with Reed or Meek, you know what I mean? But they was doing their thing too around the time. It probably wouldn't have been too long before we would have crossed paths. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Philly ain't but so big. It's only 4 sides to Philly. You know what I mean? 5 if you include Uptown. You know what I'm saying? But who else, man?
And you
I
did
had
you supposed to do records with Cheek, right?
what you say, bro?
You supposed to do records with Cheek?
Yeah. Me and Cheek, man. Me and Cheek had a crazy history, man. I knew somebody that knew him, and back in the day, like I said, this is when people had like the camcorders and all that. So shout out my man Goat, man. I ain't seen him in so long. He used to be making clothes, and he went to Cheek, and I went to Germantown High School. So I went to King, and Germantown and King is like the only two high schools uptown for real, before the charter schools hit. So we was like rivals. So, you know, my man Goat would come back, you know, my end and come holler at his folks, and he would record us rapping. And of course he had taken back Germantown, back his hood, and be like, yo, these the boys that's hot from back there. And I guess Cheek seen the little John, and he you know, he doing what he supposed to do. He hot, so he get on the John and spit what he supposed to spit, say whatever he say, and you know, go bring it back to me. And he like, yo, look, he said this, so I say what I say, shoot my shit back, and you know, that's how me and him first meet. But when we finally collide in the street, we had so much respect for each other. Penn, it was like, yo, bro, like we could battle and we could put some bread down, or we can, you know, link up and do a record. And that's what we decided to do. We was like talking about in talks of doing a record, but we never got at it because, you know, he got into some trouble with the law and different shit like that. And, you know, he home now, but, you know, that's what was going on for guys in my era, because like I said, this social media and all that wasn't around yet. So we was just happy to be getting heard, but we still was like, you know, my era was still on some like trying to rip and run and make money on the streets, because we ain't really see no paper coming out of this yet. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, you could get paid for reels or going viral and now everybody want to book you and stuff like that. So, you know, we was outside, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro, Cheek, Vok, man, me and Vok just did a cipher together. They on Glockaware Radio. Shout out Glockaware Radio. Legend, me, him, Eness, Cree Forge, they DVD battle legends. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was great times.
Definitely. You work with Eness too as well, you know, and
No
Eness,
doubt.
he's definitely a legend in that battle rap scene.
No doubt.
Was
No
making
doubt.
songs, you know, when it comes from Philly, you know, him having that big push in the beginning, and then you seen what he kept doing over the years and shit, he stayed relevant, you know, even to today.
No
But
doubt, man.
you have a relationship with Eness. I know y'all got a bunch of songs together and things of that
Oh
nature.
yeah, man. That's my brother, man. Me and Ness share some of the same management. But even before we had the same management, like, you know, Ness was, I remember one time I was coming out of high school and one of them ciphers I was telling you about jumped off, and it just so happened Ness was out there uptown making his little rounds, doing whatever he was doing, and got a chance to see me spitting at a young age, and was like, yo, I always tell him this story. I was like, Dad, Ness, you probably don't even remember, I was a young boy, you heard me spit. And he was like, yo, youngin', you gonna be nice. And then later on, boom, I catch up to him, we doing records together and all that. But he was popping at that time. When he seen me when I was a youngin', I think he had already had a mean buzz in the streets because of the DVDs. And then, you know, after his DVD run, he went and did the situation with Puff, and that was popping. And then now he's, you know, he having another crazy run, man. But yeah, me and Eness got numerous records, man. Go check out Hunting in the Pandemic. We just did a Fall Back 23 freestyle off of PD Crack beat. You know what I mean? We got another record called Stand the Rain. You know what I'm saying? We got a joint called Smile. That's my brother, man. We've been on tour together. We done rocked out, did shows together. And that's a good dude, man. He always supporting the up and coming artists and the next artist coming out of the city, man. It's my dog.
So like we talked about, you know, the come up, you know, what was going on in that era. Now we got some of the legends that's coming out of retirement, you know, that's still battle rapping, like Reed Dollars, you know, and you had the situation with Easy the Block Captain.
Yeah.
Now you got the new school, the old school. Like, how do you think that helps, you know, Philly at this point right now? You think it's a good look?
I think, you know, regardless of whatever's going on with him and Remy and Pap and all that goofy shit, I mean, it's a great look, man, because at the end of the day, people always known us for being barbarians, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I I call myself son of the 215 for a reason, man. I'm the son of my city, man. I am what the city made me. You feel me? And I take that to heart, and I feel like, you know, even though people like you, man, you're a great journalist, man. I can see you know your Philly history, man. So that go to show you that it's people around the world that love what Philly has brought to the game,
Sure.
love our genre of music. But you know, it's just we've never been, I want to say, never been given that limelight where it's like, yo, Philly is a major city in this hip hop community, even though we've added so much to the culture. You feel me? I want to see Philly become like a Miami or LA or Atlanta, where it's like we got our own genre. You feel me? When you think of Atlanta, you think of, you know, Dirty South. When you think of LA, you think of that gangster rap or that ragtop music. You
Yeah,
think of New York. You feel me? You think of New York, you think of the boom bap. You know what I'm saying? When you think of Philly, that's why I came up with the whole slogan, New Philly. Like, you know what I mean? Even back in the day in the 70s, we had our own, you know, the OGs called it the sound of Philadelphia. So, you know, it's always love to see us doing it at any high level, and you know, really shining. And you know, shout out to Easy, man. Yeah, he putting in work, man. He dope. He's definitely a barbarian. He's definitely putting on, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what else is going on behind the scenes, the nigga can rap. You feel me? So I'm all for that. And like I said, he pays homage and lets you know that before him it's some gatekeepers that, you know, that build the foundation. Shout out to the Reeds and the NHs and the Cheeks and the Nesses and the, you know, the all them guys that was out here, the Joeys and the Meeks and the dudes that was out here putting the bricks down, you know, and getting it early lit for the next wave of battle rappers and all that, man. So, you know, yeah, man, I love it. You know, I love it, man. Shout out my OG Free, man. He had a legendary battle before him and Cass.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. It's a lot of us going at each other, but I guess it needed to be done because people needed to see, like, yo, these bulls is barbarians. They were like, they ready to get on. And you know, not for nothing, man. A lot of people know what we added to the culture and to the game, man. You know what I'm saying? We've added a lot to the culture and to the game, man. And no, hip hop wasn't birthed here, but we, you know, we was the next city that it hit once it left New York. So we helped elevate it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody around the world know that.
Oh, for sure, bro. And then, you know, we were speaking on a lot of battle rap history, but you know, you got guys from Philly like the Major Figures, you know, and I know, you know, can you explain that? You have any relationship with any of them guys? I know
Legends,
you
man. All of them, man. Me and Spade got records together. That's my old head. Shout out Ace of Spade. Me and Dutchy, man, that's my old head. I call him the Godfather, man. Me and Dutch got crazy records. Go check out Goodfellas, man. That video out right now, man. I got a record on one of his projects that he did called Sirens, man. Go check that out. That's crazy. That's my old head. Ab Lava, that's a mentor and an old head. Shout out Bump, shout out Bianca, shout out the whole figures, man. And Gil, me and Gil always show love when I see him in traffic, man. And we talks about doing something together, man. All of them, man. Wallow show love when you catch him moving around. But the figures is legends, man. Point blank, period, man. They helped kick the door in, along with State Property and Eve and Rough Riders. They help, and Beans, they help take it mainstream and let people know that, you know, Philly hip hop was here to stay, even though we can't forget about the OGs, the super OGs like Schoolie and Will and Steady and Cool C and EST and all them, man, and you know, the youngsters, all them cats and Bahamadia, all them, you know, it's it's a long line of us, man. You know what I mean? And that's what my brand is about, bro. My brand, you know, son of the 215, man. Like, I'm letting people know that, yo, man, you know, this is Philly, man. This is the sound of Philadelphia, man. It's still here and it's stronger than ever. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I represent that to the fullest.
No doubt, bro. And I know that you had, you know, got signed with Freeway. If you could let people know, how did that come about? Like your signing with Freeway. and you know him being like a mentor to you.
Shout out the state property first and foremost, man. Like I said, legends. Me and PD Crack was just in the studio the other day whipping up something. We got something new about to hit the streets.
Yeah, I seen that on your channel.
Yeah,
That's
man.
sounded dope,
PD
bro.
is thank you, my bro. Thank you for hey man, thank you for tapping in and you know keeping up with what I got going on, man. I need that love. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, you know, the prop is legends. We all know what they did. They linked up with one of the greatest rappers, if not the greatest rapper of all time. And you know, they stood the test of time with him. You know what I mean? Brought that street cred to the building. You know what I'm saying? And you know, created they own little wave and brought it back to their city and lit their city up. So, you know, me as a guy coming up under that whole era, looking up to them, I will always be grateful to them, always look up to them. All of them are mentors. But Free, man, that's my heart, that's my bro, man. Take it back to 2019. Shout out my bro Henny, man. I was opening up at a show out A3C, and I was one of the openers, and Free was a headliner. So, you know, I do my thing. I did what I need to do, kill it. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm falling back, watching the show, being a fan of Philly hip hop, looking and watching Free. This is my first time seeing him perform or whatever. And he ain't do what we do is wrong yet. So I'm like, Dad, I need to hear what we do. Like, come on, I know he gonna do that shit. And he must have heard me. So when they, you know, he up there talking, giving a speech or whatever, and then he say, yo, son of the 215, come up here and help me out with this joint. And I'm like,
Wow.
and you know, I say, why wouldn't I? That's my exact words. I slide right up there, and you know, he go right in the, you know, still hustle till the sun come up. And you know, the footage on my YouTube channel and all that, I'm chilling. And you know, after the show, he come over and give me some advice. Young, and you dope. Don't stop what you doing. Boom, 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 man. We exchanged numbers. I keep in contact with him. And you know, I was working on this record. So when I was working on the record, I said, damn, man, I don't hear nobody else killing this but Free. Reached out to him. He came and killed the record, State of Emergency. The video is out. The record, go check that out. And that's when we started to really build our friendship and brotherhood. And then he was creating a label, something called Freedom Thinkers Academy, which is music, health, education, and culture. And he was on the jet. He posted that shit up on the gram. He was like, yo, who think they got what it takes? I was one of the first Philly niggas to respond, like, yo, I think I got what it takes. And that's all, you know, that needed to be said. After that, we set a meeting up, me, him, and my management, man. We sat down, worked out all the actual factuals. And, you know, he was like, man, you know, you already dope. But before anything, man, I love your energy and your heart. You a good dude. So after that, it was Freedom Thinkers Academy, man. And, you know, shout out my big bro for being there. I'd have been on tour with him. We got numerous records. Go check out Ironic. Go check out State of Emergency. Go check out Street Bangers Part 2 with me, him, and PD Crack. Go check out On One, me, him, and Miss A. We got more records coming. You know, we've been in movies together. We got more movies coming. You know, that's the OG, man. He the captain. I'm the lieutenant, man. You know, and that's how we doing it, man. You know what I mean? FTA, Freedom Thinkers Academy, boy. EQ Distro, Rock Nation alumni, all that, man. That's how we stumping.
No doubt, bro. Salute. But when it comes to like Benny Seagull, you know, and other state property members, did you have a relationship with Benny Seagull?
Let me tell you something about Mac, man. That's my old head, man. First, I'm gonna tell you a story. First time I met Mac, I was on tour with Free, and we was out, and like I think we was in Buffalo, New York, up there where Benny and them from. So we was up there or whatever. So, you know, I'm on tour with Free, you know, getting to rock out, open up, or come out, spit some bars. You know, he doing what he supposed to be doing, killing it, and, you know, getting people used to his artists and shit like that. So we was in a hotel room chilling, and Beans coming to join. Now, mind you, I done seen Beans moving around the city, but you know, I never got a chance to chop it up with him. And this is Beans. Like, come on, this the Broad Street bully, man. Like, it's one of my idols right here, man. So I'm like, all right, you know, Beans walk in, I'm keeping my cool, dap him up. What's up, Beans? Woo, woo, woo. This how thorough Free is. This what he do. He say, hey, Beans. He say, hey, Mac. Yo, this my young boy son of the 215 right here, man. You gotta do a song with him. Exactly what he say, bro. So he said, son, man, go ahead, play in the state of emergency, John. I start playing that shit for Beans. All I remember, Beans sitting there bobbing his head. You know what I'm saying? Then he, at the, you know how the end of the song coming, still got some beat left on it. He
Yeah.
start freestyling to it. State of emergency, leave you in the hospital, your T Burgundy. I'm like, oh, yo, you couldn't, man, listen, man, I couldn't make this shit up, man. Then after that, man, me and Beans always been close, man. Every time he see me, man, son, come over here, man. Let me get a cigarette. That's funny, boy, man. I love Uncle Mac Mittens, man. But yeah, great relationship with Beans, man. He a good dude, man. I mean, I'd have been on tour with him, then rocked out with him, got to spit bars in front of him and around him and with him. That's another great mentor, man. And legend, man, super legend, man. It was a time where it was all we had was Allen Iverson and him. You feel me? No bat, no fucking bat. You know what I mean? So I love Seagull, man. Seagull is the GOAT of all goats.
No doubt. And you know, I know you just said that you got a song that you're working on. I heard a little snippet that you have posted on your YouTube with PD Crack. Tell us about that PD Crack relationship and how did that come about, bro?
No doubt, man. Shout out PC, man. Shout out Crack, man. Crack got one of the best hearts you will ever meet, man. Genuine dude, great energy, man. Always showing the next generation of MCs coming out his city love. And you know, just rocking and being on tour with Free. Same as with the Max situation, just being around Free and touring with him and opening up. You know, I'm getting opportunities to open up for them. You know, when we on tour, it might be him, it might be Free, Beans and Crack, or it might be Bleak, Beans and Free, and I'll get the opportunity to open up or come out on Max set or come out on Free set. So they getting to see me in my element. They getting to see, you know, me do my thing. And it's crazy because Crack, he was one that will always just give me my props. Like, yo, youngin', you nasty. Like, your shit is crazy. Like, yo, woo, 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 woo. And, you know, I'm just letting it happen organic, building with him, telling him how much of a fan I am of him. And, you know, all his shit that I grew up listening to and helped mold my pen. And then we just start talking about doing something like, yo, man, we got to get one in. And, you know, he said, bro, whenever you need me, let me know. So, you know, I stayed on top of that. And, you know, when the time was right, I made it happen. He pulled up to the booth like a real one, killed the record. We already had a record together, me, him, and Free. You know what I mean? But this time it's just me and him. So he pulled up, smashed the joint. You know what I'm saying? It's called Block Back on Fire, Back on Fire. It'll be out real soon, man. It's coming to all platforms. And I got a new project I'm dropping called Midnight Train in Philly. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be on there. I also did a record with my brother the same day, man. You might have heard of him too. His name is Core. He signed with Meek Mill, Dream Chasers. Yeah, he was in the studio too, man. And I got the record out with him too. That's my dog. We from the same neighborhood. He from Mount Airy as well. So yeah, man, I'm working, bro. You know, I ain't playing no games, man. You know, the steppers gonna step with the steppers. But shout out Petey Crack, man. He's dope, man. He a legend, one of the greatest of all time. So we definitely got some heat on the way, man.
I'm already knowing, like, and you know, we spoke on like the tour life. You know, you going on tour, bro, and we seen like the documentaries, like the backstage and being on tour with these type of guys. You got any crazy tour stories?
Oh man, let me see if I can whip one up, man. Any crazy tour? Oh, let me see. Yeah. I got one. So we in Ohio. Shout out my man DJ Crazy, man. If you don't know who that is, he started like that whole shake that movement in Philly when the youngest is doing that little dancing and all this shit. And he kind of helped, you know, usher that in. And he was one of the forefathers of that. So he was DJing that night. And I think it was me, Freeway, Petey, Beans, and Memphis Bleak. Shout out Bleak too, man. Shout out Myth, man. You know what I mean? You know, I had performed earlier in the night, but Free came up to me and was like, yo, son, man, I want you to perform again. You want to come out on my set? So I'm like, all right, bet. We're going to do this. We're going to do the record. So I go to Crazy and I give him the record. Well, man, my manager's supposed to give him the record. You know what I'm saying? So somehow something happened. He ain't get the record ain't go through, ain't download, whatever. So Free, you know, he stopped in the middle of his set. He talking to the crowd. Yo, man, I got this thing called Freedom Thinkers Academy. Woo, 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 woo. I got one of my artists in the building with me right now. My man, son of the 215. Hey, son, man, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready, bro. Hey, DJ Crazy, play that record. So now he looking at me all, I ain't got the record. I'm like, so mind you, it's a packed house in there, bro. You only got 2-3 seconds before they start getting restless. So I'm like, so I look at Free. I said, man, this boy ain't even got the record. Free like, man, fuck it, son, give him some bars. So mind you, my head all over the place, but you know, I live for these moments. I'm better under pressure. So I don't even know what I start spitting, bro. I start going off the dome. I'm throwing bleak in there, beans. I'm throwing everything I see around me in the freestyle, and the crowd going off. So end of the show, one of the fans, you know, they doing a meet and greet in the back. One of the fans walk up to me. He like, yo, bro, I ain't even from Ohio, bro. I came all the way from New York to see this show. He said, you was my favorite part of the show, bro.
Dope.
I said, damn, bro, I appreciate that. So all of that, you know, that's a lesson to y'all artists out there, man. No matter what happens when you on that stage, keep your composure, you know what I mean? And, you know, be a professional and handle your business, man, and everything will be all right, man.
No doubt, bro. And you know, this is just something that's trending in like trending topic right now. You know, Birdman, he had came out and spoke on Gilly and Benny Seagull situation, saying that it was a fight that occurred at a store in Philly. Now, during that time, like, you know, us outsiders looking in, we heard about this beef, and I know eventually apparently it squashed. Was that a good thing for Philly when that whole situation ended up stopping and, you know what I'm saying, everybody moved on?
Definitely it was, man. I mean, for a cat like me, it was, man, because I loved Major Figures growing up. I loved fucking State Property growing up. Gil was actually my favorite one, and Major Figures coming up. And Beans, of course, like that's the Broad Street Bully. I mean, come on, man. And you know, whenever they had their situation, of course, everybody in Philly, we heard about it. You know what I'm saying? And shit was tense around that time. You know, they had their time where, you know, like I said, it get like that in Philly. We all trying to get to the top. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we get to forgetting that it's like, yo, we stronger together, you know. And I'm glad you asked that, bro, because it give me a point like to make, like that's what my brand really represents. I'm trying to be the glue, if not, you know, part of the glue that can show that, yo, Philly, you know, we trying to break that stigma like Philly people don't work together, Philly artists don't work together, Philly is crab in a barrel type mentality. Like, no, bro, like, you know, if I feel like if my city really come together and support each other the way we supposed to support each other, man, we'd be unstoppable, man. We would be unstoppable, man. And everybody know that around the world, man, especially when it come to them bars. So yeah, it was beautiful to see that get squashed, man. Two legends. Ain't no gunplay come out of it. Ain't nobody die. Ain't nobody go to jail. So they was, you know, grown enough and big enough men to put that to the side and squash that and show the next generation that's how you do it, and get some money together and get some bags together. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That was legendary for the culture of Philadelphia, man. For hip hop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in agreement to that. And you know, far as, you know, a feature, like if, you know, I know you work with a lot of different people, is it a feature that we could put out there? You know, let's put that energy out there, man. That you from somebody.
Oh man, I want to work with whoever stepping, man. You know, of course, everybody from my city that's doing it up, man. I really want to tap into, man. But outside of my city, man, I really want to work with a cat like, man, I want to work with Nas, man. Nas is killing it right now, man. I look up to Nas a lot, man. I studied him and got a lot from him, man. The way he loved Queens, man, that's the same way I love Philly, the same way I love Uptown. So, you know, I would love to work with Nas, man. I love to work with J. Cole. J. Cole is a stepper. He's killing it. You know what I'm saying? He all over the place, smashing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so many, man. I know he from my city, but I got plans to work with Meek, man. I want to work with Meek one day. You know what I mean? I love what he doing. So many, bro. Like all the legends, of course, man. Any of the legends, man. The Locks. Oh yeah, man. I'm a big BSF fan, man. Benny and them, man. You know what I mean? I've been on a couple
Oh, true.
tours.
Probably be a fan of them too.
Yeah, man, I opened up for Benny a couple times. I opened up for him twice, man, and we didn't chopped it up, man. Like I'm a fan of letting things happen organically. So once I meet people, man, first thing I want them to know about me is that I'm serious with my craft and that I'm a spitter. So I don't go directly for the feature as soon as I meet somebody. I like to build a rapport with them, show them that I'm a genuine dude, and then we'll get to all of that. You know what I mean? If Allah wills it, it's gonna happen. You feel me? So I would love to work with Benny though, man. I opened up for him at the TLA and I smoked it. And then I remember him catching me backstage and was like, yo, youngin, I was up there, man, in the VI, and I was hearing you going in. You was smoking that shit. So yeah, man, anybody over there, man, Conway, all them dudes, West Side Gun, they doing their things. There's some up and coming cats that's doing their things too, man. Like I like Corday, man. I like Youngin. He be talking. You know what I'm saying? The females that's doing their things, man. I would like to work with any of them that's doing their thing. I think Lady London, she dope. You know what I'm saying? Lola Brooks, she dope. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dope ones out here, man. But whoever stepping, man, whoever trying to get in the booth and cook up something crazy, I'm all for that, man. So we here, like you said, bro, we manifesting it, you dig?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I definitely appreciate you coming through, stopping through, giving us another interview, bro.
No
Um,
doubt, bro.
one
Thank you
more
for having
time,
me.
just update them with the new album that's coming out, as well as the songs that you got that's coming out in your social media.
Hey, man, listen, man, once again, man, representing Freedom Thinkers Academy, EQ Distro, man, it's your dog, man, the SON Samurai Son, the new Philly son of the 215. Follow me on all platforms, man. Go tap in with me on all the streaming platforms, SON of the 215. Go check out all the projects that's out now. Got the new project on the way, Midnight Train to Philly. If y'all gonna be in the Philadelphia area, November the 18th, pull up on me, man. I'm having a birthday bash. I'm releasing some new music. Grand Lux Ballroom. Get with us, man. We looking for some dope artists to perform. Man, you're going to catch me outside stepping, man. I'm doing a lot of acting. Go check out the movies that's out. Shout out my dog, Jimmy the Saint. Go check out Nobody's Son, Complicated Affair, Stick Up Boy, Saturday. They all on Tubi, man. Go check them out. And man, like I said, man, the next single I'm about to drop, I got a single out right now too, man. Go listen to Blessings, produced by Lovely Lay Beats, man. Shout out Lovely Lay. The beat is crazy. Female producer, hottest in the city. That's out right now. Me and Pete Crack, man, Back on Fire. That's coming out ASAP. Shout out me and Core. We got a crazy record coming out ASAP. It's some more special guests on the album, man. Y'all gotta wait and see, but it's due out in November, man. Midnight Train to Philly. It's a love story, man, about my city, man. And man, we just gonna keep marching and reloading, man. It's the sun, new Philly.
No, definitely, bro. When you drop again, we definitely want to have you back up, man. Salute, man. Appreciate you.
No doubt, bro. Thank you for having me, bro.
No doubt.